want to start looking at deeper versions of the most powerful value-driven AI platform in the world. And we're going to start today, which is going through IntelliChat again. If you haven't had a chance to see this, and I'm going to just do updates and just kind of go through them very quickly because we have new people coming in every week. I want them to take a look at it. So IntelliChat is our way of getting all of the best platforms into one place. This is a way that you're going to be able to do incredible things with essentially everything that you want to do with chat, including our modules, including Personify. They're all built into one place here where you have incredible capabilities. I know with the modules, it's great because once you're in the module, you can literally get everything into the chat and you can ask it questions. This is a huge piece. I want to talk a little bit about the protection that we're doing for this as well. And so we'll talk about that here in just a second. Personify, if you haven't seen the new Personify, it's built on the same premise. It's actually a little bit deeper than it was before. But the way that you can fine tune it and the way that you can look at them and tweak them is totally different. And it's very easy to do. It just clicks the buttons. You can move and fine tune all of these to exactly the way you want to from the demographics, psychographics, voice, and tone. Today, let's do something new. Let's look at what the new image lab is going to look like. Obviously, you know that as we are going in there, we are adding both Leonardo AI, Stable Diffusion XL, and we also have an image enhancement section that's coming, and I want to share with you today how those are going to work. One of the things that we have upgraded right away was the way that you can view and download those images. And so once you have an image created, it doesn't matter if it's in any of the 4 different ones, you'll be able to click on it and just be able to pull that image up right onto the screen and download it. And then you will can just click off of it and it'll go back down. So an easy way to get to the full screen image that you want to download. Now, we are bringing Leonardo AI into the play. And if you can look at the top up here, you see our new menu system when you get to Image Lab. Leonardo AI allows you to do a lot of crazy things. They're pre-built models for you to use. It's great for doing characters. It's just really a really great application. And yes, we have all the models there, and you can go in and try them and click on them, including Laura. So if you are familiar with Leonardo AI and you like Laura models and Stable Diffusion, Laura models are included here. And so you have all these great models for you to go and build incredible things. Now, you're gonna have to play with it. It's different. You got some new things that you have to do with it. So just know that when you're going into Leonardo AI, if you haven't been familiar with it, there's a training little piece to this that will help you. But it has got a lot of capabilities for you now to expand even further. Now, we have Stable Diffusion as well, which is very similar to the way that Leonardo works. It just has its own set of models. So when you're doing the models with that, you can do the exact same process. You'll find the models and then you'll move through on Stable Diffusion. Now let's take a look at our image enhancement. This is one of the things I really am excited about bringing there, because once we created a great product or a great image, or maybe I have a great image, but I need to change it a little bit, unless you've had good skills in like Photoshop, you're not really going to get all those perfect pieces the way you want. So we decided to bring in our AI image enhancements, where now you can do a remove background. It literally is choose the photo, upload the photo, and hit generate, and it will knock out that photo. Now, here's the good thing, is it actually is a PNG, so you can download that and take that into other places as well. So that's a great piece. We have remove background. Just to remove it, we have replace background. So if you want to replace it with something else, we have our object removal. So if you don't like something in there, you don't have to like redo the whole image. You can paint around it with just a little brush, and it can then tell it what to put in there. So if you just do an object removal, it's going to put an AI background generated behind it, what we call a generative fill. And if you do a replace object, you can actually say by prompt what it is that you want to put there. Now, out painting, in painting, all these are incredible things that are advanced. ways that you can paint things out. I love out painting too, because have you ever had an image that you love it, but you need more space? You want to put it into more of the center so that you can actually, frame it or put it into a better thing where it needs more outside, more of the outer edge of the picture. That's what out painting does. It creates a more of a background so that you can move that picture around a little bit more. In painting is the opposite. You can highlight something and you can replace it inside of the image. Replace sky. You should never have any dull skies again. You can replace that. Face swap, obviously, we're familiar with. Restore face, which is a way to actually clean up a face that's in an image. Reimagine XL is incredible. It's like looking at the image and finding what it is that your image is about and then redoing it in a different way. It could be a room, the way a room is laid out, and it's got a reimagine. We'll go and take that room and put a whole new furniture in a different way, right? It might be that there is a motorcycle that's jumping up in the air on a racetrack, but you want to take it and put it not in a racetrack, but it puts it into like an off-road course. All of these things are just ways that the image automatically does a reimagine and puts that stuff back into a different location. Now we have our photo colorize, we have scratch the image, or you can actually draw on the screen, and whatever you draw is going to create it for you. It'll create an image for you. Image upscaling, which is super important if you're doing high-end stuff. Describe, obviously, and then image to image. So describe may not be one that you'll use much anymore. With image to image, where you can find an image you like, upload that image, and it just goes and creates the image for you based on the image that you uploaded. All of these are image enhancements. And what's great is that they all work together. So I might remove the background and then I might do in painting on it. And I might really put 5 or 6 of these image enhancements on the same image that I just created. And these are all done with a 0.1 of a credit. So every time you knock out a background, it's not a full credit, it's a 0.1. So again, we're moving into decimals onto the qualifiers for the credits that it takes to run these. And so it really is going to allow you to do a lot of stuff with your images. And I hope that this is something that's pretty exciting. Now, the one thing that's also really great about all of this is the way that you can get to your images. There's a little box right here that you can see right up. Oh, I have to do it on the screen right here. That's going to open up a drawer for you where you can see all of the images, and you can do bulk actions here. So you can delete them, you can move them, you can relink them to different projects. And so you can do lots of different things here inside of that. Now, as we have gone through and we've shown you Ruby Canvas, we also have that capability to just add it right here. So if you're building on a project on Ruby Canvas, you don't have to go to the full screen version of an image. You literally can go and do all of the same things that you wanted to do on the big version right here on the canvas, create that, and be able to drop it immediately into the project that you're building, whether it be a document or whether it be an audio video project. The Ruby Canvas is different for each one. You've seen this one so far. Next week, we're going to actually go a little bit deeper into the image canvas. And so you can see how to create the document canvas, where you can see how documents are created and how templates will be used. Okay, let's see here. Let's talk now about Ruby Canvas. Okay, so this is where I'm going to say that the first time. So right now, one of the things that we have decided to do was to go through the long process and the expense, which is a large expense for us right now, but it's a super important piece for me, and it's mainly to protect you. And that is that we are taking 4 items of our Ruby application and we're pushing them into patents, and they are now patent pending. Canvas is one of them. Personify is one. IntelliChat is one. And then one that you have yet to see called Closer. Those are the 4 pieces that are going through the patent process because we believe that they're different, they're special to us, they're proprietary, and we want to keep them that way so that you guys have something special to go out and do. And so we are putting that in motion right now. And I love the way that Ruby Canvas works. This is really the heart and soul of anything that happens here that's a project based. when I talk about project-based, there's two different workflows that we have. If you hit the create button at the top, it gives you a way to create a new project or to go and use an existing project, and it will just load it to wherever it is. And what's great about that is it's a way to organize everything, but it's also a way to keep everything you've built and just tweak it. You don't have to go and restart every project all over again. And it allows you to take multiple different assets from all of the capabilities within Ruby and never leave that canvas. And so you'll be able to sit on the same screen, add everything you want to do. And like we did in the video, images and all that, they're all right down in the little bottom screen, and you click it and it will actually bring that drawer up to where you can do anything you want. Once you're finished with it, you'll save it and down it goes and you'll be ready to go. Today, we've kind of shown it a little bit. We haven't ever gone down to a whole deep dive on Audio Lab, all of its capabilities. I'm going to do that today. This is also going to be what's going to be deep dive and trained, how to use it, why you would use certain things, some of the things that you need to know about when using Audio Lab, text to speech, speech to speech, how to create your own voices, how to clone your own voices, how to go and find over 1,000 different voices. So we're going to jump right in now to the way that we do that in the browser. So over here now to Audio Lab. Let's go dig in. I'm going to use the light mode today so that you guys say it's a little easier to use. So I am going to do that for you. All right. When you first get here, obviously, again, create. It's going to bring us down the way through Ruby Canvas, and you can create projects. But you can also get to your stuff if you're not going to be building big, long projects. You just want to do something very quick. You'll be able to access all of the features right on the left-hand side. And right now we're going to go and we're going to deal with Audio Lab. Underneath Audio Lab, you'll see 3 different options. You'll actually will see 4 different options because we have this thing called Revoicer. Revoicer is our dubbing platform. That also will be showing up in our Audio Lab. And so all of these will be available to you. Vocalization, when you click that, that is what we call our way to get to text to speech. Oh, and it kicked me out. Sorry, let me log back in. Text to speech and speech to speech. So this is how you'll get to it. And the text to speech is exactly as you know. Anything that you put inside of your text box is what's going to actually be read. And it's going to be read based on a voice that you pull from your My Voices. Okay, so when I click up here on the voice, you're going to see these are all of the My Voices that I've saved. Okay, otherwise this list would go on forever. There's thousands of voices that are there, and there's more being made every single day, right? So if I go to My Voices right here, you'll see that I have just a list of the ones that I prefer. And I can use them at any point in time. By clicking this, I can go out and just pop me right to wherever it is, and it's going to load my voice, okay? This is the way that you can move voices around. Now, if you want to go and start to look for other voices, though, you can click the voice library, and this is where you're going to be able to just see thousands of all kinds in different dialects, different languages. And the great thing is that the language doesn't really matter. It's more about the accent, because whatever I put in there, if I put in English, it's going to read it in English. If I put it in German, it's going to read it in German. So it really doesn't matter. So you're listening for the accent that is on that sample. So like if I play a sample, and I believe, Corey, you need to let me know if you can't hear this when this plays, okay?
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Okay, so you can see that you can play each one of these voices to find out what it is that you like. And you can go through a million of them. So this is the one place that when you first get in, I would spend a little time just going through them all. And then you can go through and you can tag them like, oh, okay, I want someone that's going to be good at reading a story. Okay, so now I've got these all that are just those that have a tag of a narrative and a story. And so
never mistake motion for action.
And you can have different voices.
But we also have another interesting story about Nix's daughter, Nemesis, the goddess of payback.
And you can go through all of those. You can also sort those by genders. And so if you want to make it even a little bit thinner, you can keep doing that. But I love the fact that you just have so many options.
कैसी लगी आपको ये कहानी? अगर अच्छी लगी तो हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके बेल आइकॉन दबाना.
And so this is the first place I would spend some time. Go find some voices that you have. Now, you can also go into My Voices and you'll see it that there's an add generative or a clone voice. This is the way I get it to My Voices. If you look down in the voice library, once again, if I like a voice, I just say add to Voice Lab. Okay, so I'm just going to add this over. It's going to join to My Voices. And now you can see that Adam Stone is over here. Okay, so now I have this voice and I can use that voice to actually go and create something now. All those voices that have to be in the My Voices section. Otherwise, you just would have a drop down for it. Okay, so that's the way the voices work. It's easy to get them in, out, and around. Now, if I wanted to go and do this piece of text, you can paste it in here. Obviously, if you're working on a project, you're going to be able to just lift this up over the canvas. You don't have to go anywhere. And then when you save it, you'll have the audio file, and that audio file will automatically show up in the project that you're working in. So you don't have to jump back and forth. But if let's just say I wanted to do something really fast, I can paste it here. I can create it. I can just type it. I can do a lot of different ways to get my stuff here. But once it's there, all I have to do to get it to work is just hit generate. And whatever voice is selected is the voice that's going to be used. So let's just go ahead and generate it real quick. It doesn't take very long to generate either. You'll see that it's
Personify, the ultimate persona creator. Simply describe your product, service, or company, or select a successful influencer or website, and Personify does the rest.
So that's my Adam Stone. But if I don't like that, I can actually come down here and say I want a female to do that. I literally just have to change the drop down, hit generate, and it's going to do this all over again. And so
Personify, the ultimate persona creator. Simply describe your product, service, or company, or select a successful influencer or website, and Personify does the rest.
So it's very easy to get the read I want, but there's always a time that I really want to have the diction of it exactly the way I want it. Like the intonation and the read, I want it to be exactly the way it was. Now, and I was demoing this yesterday, and I remember back in 1995 to like 2005 when we were heavy in the video production world. And we would bring in artists, you know, or talent to do the voiceovers for commercials and videos and corporate. And we would have them for hours to get the perfect read. Like, I need you to say it exactly like this. And I can repeat it to them, and they could never just perfectly get it the way I want to. And that's where speech to speech comes in, because it allows me to get it exactly the way that I want it to be read. So I'm going to take that same line, personify, the ultimate persona creator. Simply describe your product, service, or company, or select successful influencers or websites, and Personify does the rest. I'm going to read that exactly the way that I want it read, and it's very easy to do. Okay, so I'm going to have go to my record. You notice that I can just record this from my mic. I do have to give access. So once I've got access in there, I'm already talking. It's already done that. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this, I guess. Personify, the ultimate persona creator. Simply describe your product, service, or company, or select a successful influencer or website, and Personify does the rest. Give access. So once I've got access in there, I'm already talking. It's already done that. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this, I guess. Personify, the ultimate persona creator. Simply describe your product, service, or company, or select a successful influencer or website, and Personify does the rest. Obviously, forget the first part, right? But my point is, I want you to hear the very last line. That's really the most important. It's like, when I start talking about Personify, listen to how that intonation was, because I want my voice for my British female to sound exactly like that. So here, I'm going to generate, and now it's going to take that way that I said that, and now it's going to generate her voice to make that read, following exactly what I said. Okay, so whatever I read is going to be used here. All that stuff at the front we'll have to cut off or whatever, but it'll take just a second here.
Give me access. So once I've got access in here, oops, I'm already talking. It's already done that. I'm just gonna go ahead and read this, I guess. Personify. The ultimate persona creator. Simply describe your product, service, or company, or select a successful influencer or website. And personify does the rest.
But as you can hear, the way that it says it, and I don't think I sound that much better as a female, by the way. I think the way that you want that read is so easily done through a speech-to-speech. Now, this also is just if you want to read something. If you want to read the book and you want to put it in there, you can do that and change the voice of who it is. It's really good if you're doing cartoons. You can kind of do the read and then choose your character voice, and you get exactly the read that you're looking for. So many things can happen with this capability of speech-to-speech and text-to-speech. Unlimited ways that you can use that. Now, anytime that you want to see any of the stuff that you've already created, it's all saved over here. Now, if I was in my project, right? If I hit create and went through my projects, I only would see in my on my right side over here, only files that were created in that specific project. Now, I also have a little drop down that I can go in and I can create my project or bring in just my project, and everything I create from that point, from making this project live, it will be stored with a link to that project. And so you can keep everything very organized, but you can go through and just keep finding all of the different versions of things that you want to do. And if you want to hear what that sounded like, you literally just have to hit the play button.
Personify, the ultimate persona creator.
And it was going to start to play it. Downloading, just click the download button, and it's going to immediately download that file for you to your computer as an MP3 file, and you will have that. You can take it anywhere you want. So creating these files would be great. Now, if you combine this with Canvas, which has an audio video editor, I can go and create my entire script in IntelliChat. I can then open up the audio lab onto my Canvas. I can then go and create my audio files that I want. I can then save them, and I can then use them in my video. I can actually make an audio clip that I want. It's all strung out. I can put background music behind it. I can build the final project and finish it right here. That is one of the huge things about a Ruby and where it's going in 2.0 that separates us from everybody else. So this is kind of basics around the way that you'll use this. Now, I want to go into a little bit more detail today about how best to use it. I'm not going to go into like all the details, but one other thing I wanted to go through and find a couple of things here. One that I didn't show you here, I think I've shown you in the past. Maybe just grab this volume of this thing one more time. I'm going to go to text to speech. So I have my font here. If I want to take that and I want to put it into a different language, all I have to do is just choose a language that's over here. So let's say that I want it to go into Croatian. Notice what happens. It auto translates everything already in the text field. You don't have to do anything. It's automatically now converted into Croatian, and I can choose my voice again. I say I want this British female again, and I just hit generate. And now it's going to go and it will do the read now in Croatian. Wait for just a second here and I'll be done.
Personificiraj, stvaratelj ultimativnih persona. Jednostavno opišite svoj proizvod, uslugu ili tvrtku. Ili odaberite uspješnog influencera ili web stranicu, a personificiraj će učiniti ostatak.
And in speech to speech, by the way, whatever language you're speaking is the language that it's going to push in there. So if you're speaking in English, it's going to come back English. You speak in Croatian, it's going to come back in Croatian. So these are the ways that you can utilize this. It's definitely important to understand that this opens up a whole new world for you. In everything that you create, whether it be a YouTube short, whether it be a corporate video, maybe it's a marketing campaign that you actually are creating 30-second, minute ads. You are able to go quickly and customize to the T the assets that you're wanting to create to go do that. And they don't have to be huge. It could be a simple little thing that you just want to create for, let's say, for Mother's Day. It's so cool that you can go and create all kinds of stuff for people all over the world. And the world became a smaller place with this. All right, so this is one of the things I did want to just do is just a quick little like, hey, here are some things to look for when you're building in audio. One of the things I always try to do is break it into little sections. Okay, I don't want to like just throw in a million words and just have it go and read it. If there's a problem, then I have to go back and re-edit it out. So I like to take it in like little paragraphs at a time, maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs at a time if you're trying to do it in big chunks. That's one of the big things I would say. Now, the way that you will see the words, it always will tell you here that we have a maximum of 5,000 words that can be done at one time. I just would discourage you from doing it because if something does go wrong, if there's a typo inside, it's going to read the typo. If it's got something that could be mispronounced, RUBI is a great example. When I am doing audio with RUBI, and I'm specifically talking about RUBI, one of the things that I do is I spell it phonetically the way I want it read. So I actually choose not to use RUBI when I'm actually doing this. I use RUBY. And so phonetically, because I don't want RUBI to be what was read, right? Because it's a word that they don't really know. And so I'm going to give you an example right here. So let me get this. Oh, I just did the wrong one. Okay, so now I'm going to put this in English. I have IntelliChat as innovative, but look how I spell RUBI. I put a Y on it. And the reason why is because I don't want it to say RUBI. And so I want to say RUBI. And so phonetically, you need to think about the way the script is put into the text box if it's something that is not a common word. This is really a way that you can save yourself a lot of credits and a lot of heartache trying to go out and do that. Is just to make sure that you phonetically look at it and make sure there's no misspelled words. You didn't have something that was wrong. Like, okay, if I went in here and I put in with user-friendly interface and I didn't have the word A there, I'm not going to get the good read, right? I have to make sure that whatever's in here is correct. And that's kind of like anything that you do. The quality of the input is going to make the difference of the output. And then again, taking it in chunks. Like I don't want all of it in one time. I want to break it into chunks. And this way, if there's something wrong, I'm only using 284 words or I'm only having to edit in 1 word in the editor, right? And so there's lots of things that do that. Now, the way that we are billing on the credits, it's 5. Credits needed would be 5. This is not connected. Okay, so this would be connected in the production mode, not in our demos, not in our tab. But it will tell you how many credits it's going to take to create whatever text is in the box. So you'll never guess. But here's how we are looking at this. It's going to be 1 credit per 500 words. And so if it's 500 words, it'll be 1 credit. If it's 250 words, it'll be 0.5 credits. Again, we're using the decimals to break it down, okay? And so you can go through and kind of see how that is, but you'll know exactly what the read is needed for you to go and create all of the audio. The speech will do the same thing. It will actually be based on how long the recording is. It's based on minutes. And it will be the same thing. About 1,000 words is equivalent to about 1 minute of audio. And so that's kind of the way that it will work. So 1 minute, 1 credit. And if you need, if it's, a tenth of that, well, it may 0.1. So anyway, that's Audio Lab. I do want to share with you just one thing that we are already started to integrate off in. It's been the thing that's really been a delay for us trying to get through all the legalities of it. But I want to show you just a little bit about RUBI Music. So one of the things about this, now obviously this is being worked on. That's why it's in our dev server. They're connecting the front ends pieces to it all right now. We have two different ways of creating music. We have when you hit create button, you actually will see two different ways to do that: instrumental or vocals. Okay, for instrumental, you're going to see that there's a genre that you choose, right? So I can choose instrument loops. I could do moods and themes. I could choose something that's specific for like a social media. Maybe I want R&B or hip hop. Once I choose that, I'm going to be able to find a theme for that, like a style, right? And so let's say I want to do trap tops. Okay, so now I can put them in. The next piece for me will be to go in and to put a speed to it. Every genre has a range. So the beats per minute is a range that will autofill here in the hip hop, right? So I say it's 125. I can up and down that. I can make it faster. I can make it slower just by drag. I can choose the key. Do I want it in key of D? Or do I want it in F sharp? Or do I want to use a major key or a minor key? And then I'm just going to create the name. And I'm going to create new preview. Now, when I create the new preview, that's going to be up here in new and finished. It'll actually, right up here at this top bar, if you can see this top bar, it's going to fill in. That's how long it's going to take to generate the track. These are previews. These are not the full renders. So they're not the quality that it's great quality. You probably won't hear the difference, but if for some reason you're sitting in and you have the perfect ear, you might say, well, that's a little bit of fuzzy. Don't worry. That's a preview. The output of our instrumentals can come in three different ways: an MP3, a WAV file, and then stems. And if you include stems, what that does is it brings every MIDI track, everything that has been used to create that music, and you can import those directly into a major, really any major audio application. Pro Tools, the best there is in the business. That's in every of the major studios. They can import that in and will break down every track, every cymbal hit, every snare hit, every guitar strum. Everything will be pushed in there, and they can go and manipulate the instrumentals however they want to, lay their vocals over, make their bridges, do everything. And it will save tens of thousands of dollars to be able to have that done without having to have all the artists come in, record each track, put them all together, just on the amount of time that it takes an engineer to not have to lay out the basics of it will be massive for artists to be able to move out. But let's talk about vocals for a second. So when I create vocals, I literally can come in and just say what I want my song about. So I want this to be about Corey. First of all, I'm going to say what kind of music is. Corey, you should be worried. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say create a, let's see here, a red dirt vibe about Corey washing cars, as he's doing today for his church. Okay, wash on cars. How about that? Washing cars. I don't have to go and do anything else. I literally can just hit generate. And now I'm going to start generating this process, right? You see up here in the box up here is the colors are starting to go across the top. It's generating the track for you. And when it's completed, obviously I'll put them right here. And you can see all the different things that we've created, okay? Every song is created between 1 minute and 2 minutes to start. And then from there, you can hit extend, and you can extend it out by saying, hey, I want to put more lyrics behind this area, okay? You can also share it. You can also reuse your prompt to create new ones. You can rename it, you can download it, or you can delete it. And you can do it all right from where you're already working. Now, if you just click on it, this is still processing up here. You can actually see, here are the lyrics. It wrote the lyrics for me, gave me a name for it. And now I have all my lyrics and everything right here. And I can go back and use them again and again and again and again. Doesn't really, matter to me. I can go through it. I can play them. Anytime I play it, obviously you see my player down here. And I can go back and use that just whenever. It's almost finished. I'm going to see if I can play this way. Actually, I think I can.
But out in the heartland where the fields are green, there's a duo that's taking on the AI scene. Robert and Corey, they're the bosses in town, bringing RUBI version 2, ain't no one bringing them down.
Okay, so what's great about this is the song we played at the beginning, right? So here's all we put in. Okay, we just this is the prompt that created that. You can go into even doing deeper prompts by saying you want a very specific style. You can go in and talk about, creating an intro about it. You can be very specific in a lot of other things that you're doing. Then you also have a custom mode, and I'll show that to you here in a second. I just want to finish with the preview here real quick. Guys, I have been just sitting here demoing this for so long, and it's like so many cool things that you can do with this. Just on a high level or a meme track, right? Okay, so here we go. Let's give it a name, Red Dirty Gritty Country Rock. Let's just see what we got.
Rolling down this street, Corey's got a mission he can't beat. Soap and water in a bucket too. Gotta clean those cars, make them shine like new. He's a hard-working man, no need for suits. He's got that red dirt running through his veins. Watching cars all day, feels no pain. Beneath that scorching sun, he's standing.
All right, so we get the point. All right, this is the thing that you guys can play with, and it's so fun because think about ability to go create a song for your sister's birthday or somebody's birthday. You can drop it into social media. Guys, this is a tool that you'll be able to use to go out and really create great TikToks, make fun of things, and make a really good thing. But I say all that, and then there's some really, really good songs that could be created here, and you can do a lot more in the custom mode. And when you get to the custom mode, yes, we give you some ideas of what to do. How do you start? Start with your lyrics and go through the whole process, right? Okay, so then once you start creating, you can see in here that I can put all my lyrics. I can put it exactly how I want. Let's say I wanted to take, go ahead and take this whole thing that's just been written. I can copy and paste that in here. Okay, so now I've got my lyrics that are in here. But now I can choose what style that I want that in. So I want it maybe in contemporary country. I can give it a title and I can hit generate again. And now it's going to be using whatever this is to go and create that. And so you guys can have so much fun with this, but the vocals and the instrumental both are royalty free. You can put them out and never have to worry about getting flagged for infringement. And so that's super important. On the instrumental, it's really important because that actually is rolling on music theory. It's not using any artists that songs that are copyrighted already. It's using people who are in the studios specifically to create tracks and basses and music theory. So I hope you guys will see it. It's a little bit more. We were hoping to have this done, obviously, with our dev team being shortened. It didn't get all done on the other part of it with the instrumental. By Monday, I hope to have that done so I can show it on Monday. And so you will see the whole package here. And the great thing about this is that we also have it in a full screen. And I showed you how this also would work coming up over the top of RUBI Canvas. So all of it works seamlessly together. Oh, well. So there you go. We have all of our stuff shown. I hope that everybody's having good vibes here. I haven't been able to look at the chat, so I think it's kind of fun. Okay, let's go now to one of the sections that we really need to dive into today, and that is going to be looking at our marketing pieces, where we're going on the business side of it. We're going to do it as quick as I possibly can. There we go. All right, let me get this up. Perfect. Okay, so Flexonomics, let's go into it. We have been showing you what the website for tryrubi.com is, but today we're going to show you what the myflex.ai site is going to be like. Guys, this is going to be the site that you're going to send your people if they are interested in becoming part of the Flex community, being a brand influencer. At the very beginning, we're with the theme of we are more than. Because we're more than just AI. We are more than just being creative. We are more than an opportunity. We are truly something different and special here. I've said that from the very beginning. And let me tell you why this is the theme for us. Because of you. 100% because of you. because of who you are, what you guys are doing, who you are as people. I still, to this day, will put you guys against any company. I don't care if the company been around for 50 years and has leaders that have been around for 50 years. You have the makings of the next big thing. And I'm super excited about that. Now, it's more than just a hero, right? So let's go and talk a little bit more about what you're actually going to be able to see on the MyFlex site. Obviously, we're here to get people to get started and to be able to see pricing very quickly to become a customer, but always talking about a way to be a mission. One of the things that you're going to be talking about right here, obviously, is our patent pending, right? We want to make sure that we're protecting it. Unlimited earnings, unmatched capabilities. We have the new video that you will see in The Time Is Now. It's going to talk about the timing of being in the business, why AI is such a great opportunity. All about our products, just a little bit where they can go through it. And these are going to obviously take them to our services page where they will go through and see incredible things about the Try Ruby site, which you've already seen. Now, this is all about our testimonials that'll be there. How do you become a brand influencer? It's easy to get started. They click that button and away they go through our process. So this is the first homepage that we'll have for MyFlex. We also have obviously the products with the microservices. So anything, if you haven't seen the Try Ruby site, that would be essentially the page for microservices. It's going to break them all down. It's going to make sure to understand about the subscription models. These are gifts, so they're all moving. Each one of these is actually a gift for each one of the different microservices. When we talk about Ruby AI, well, we have our Ruby VS video that will be embedded on that page. When you talk about your voice, you actually will be able to go through and click on each of these and go through those. They'll be able to see the price points, which, by the way, again, all of our price points are going to change when we launch. It'll be 20, 30, and 55, and 100. Ruby music, soundtracks, all the stuff that's here. We also have a place for calling all artists that we want to keep bringing those artists to the table. Okay, the last page that I'm really excited about, and I think this is super important, is that we'll have a blog page. And our blog page are going to be bringing those topics in where you can link to them off of your replicated site. So when we create something that's like how Ruby music is changing the lives of artists, we'll make a blog out of it. You can link to that blog, and that blog will bring them to your replicated website, right? And now you can get them there to look at information that then is already on your site. This is going to be incredible stuff, guys, that we're super excited. I know that Corey has worked so hard. Sometimes when you're around something and you're so invested in it, as a designer, it's one of the most difficult things to do is separate. And so I just want to give kudos to him because it's not easy. And sometimes it's the hardest thing to do. And you're so passionate about it that you literally are wanting it to be perfect and above and beyond. And I think he's done that here. So please, in the chat, throw some fire up for Corey. This is going to be a very big help for you and us as we go put our millions of people in the business.